Well, as you can hear and probably see around me, there are many people arriving to the scene of Mr. Mandela's former home. A couple of the people who've come to the scene, Kesibone and Kamugelo, mother and daughter. And you grew up just a couple of streets away, Kesibone.
Yes, my grandfather lives a couple of streets away from here. I've since moved out of this neighborhood, but for me, I was born in 1976 in Soweto, so I guess the struggle against apartheid was always going to be a big part of my life. So a day like this, when Nelson Mandela passes away, is highly emotional in the sense that when I was born, my mother did not have half the freedoms that I enjoy, actually any of the freedoms that I enjoy today, and I've been able to have a career, live wherever I want, have my children go, play wherever they want, go to school wherever they want, and I think for me that's a legacy of Nelson Mandela, that he wanted everyone to have that equal treatment, equal opportunity to be able to achieve your potential. So I think I'm really hoping that we will always honor the values that he taught us. I think the biggest lesson we can learn from him is that you can be the change that you want to see in the world. You can actually make a huge difference, even as a single person.
And Kamugelo, how does your perspective differ? You're 20, I think. Do you still feel that this has, what your mom's saying, has big relevance to you?
Definitely. I can go to any school that I want to go to. I can be free. As a young South African, it means so much to me, and I really appreciate what he has done for us and the legacy that he has left.
What about the grieving and the grief? How are people dealing with it differently? We've seen a lot of celebrating of Nelson Mandela's life. Just explain the sort of balance that there is.
I'm quite sad, and I'm sad because I think this is a turning point in our country. I think to have a real life example of how to not just talk about reconciliation and respect for humanity and upholding of human rights, but to actually live it and walk it was a huge inspiration. And I think even as a black woman, that notion of equality permeates everything that we do today in South Africa. I think this is probably the only country, or one of the few countries, where in boardroom meetings, the fact that there are no women is openly discouraged. So open discussions I had about the fact that business needs to have gender balance, the fact that politics need to have gender balance. So I'm sad. But at the same time, I think I will carry on fighting for those values of equality.
Kamugelo nodding her head there. You were just a baby when Nelson Mandela came to power. Kamugelo, Kesibone and Kamugelo, thank you so much. And as you can see, there are more and more people arriving all the time. It is a really extraordinary scene here in Soweto, outside the former house of Nelson Mandela. But now it's back to the